morning, everyone. It's Brenda. Welcome to my home studio. So glad you're with us this morning. So we're doing things a little bit different today. This morning we're doing things different. We are not on Zoom, as you know. We are coming to you live via YouTube and Facebook. Now, I know many of you like Zoom because you feel like you have an opportunity to be together with one another. But I can tell you that on Facebook and YouTube, you can, and I encourage you to make comments in the chat. Both YouTube and Facebook have little chat bars there. It should appear on the right of your screen. Say hello, please. Let us know you're here. Say where you're from, particularly if you're new. We really want to hear from you. Please introduce yourselves. And again, throughout the service, you're not going to hurt my feelings. You're free to make comments. You can even have a little bit of side talk if you want. Please, this is hopefully an interactive service this morning. So we don't want you to feel like you're, separated from one another just because we're not on Zoom this morning. All righty. So, yes, so this is a new experience for many of you to be viewing the stream this way. We prefer, at least Reverend Rob and I, to bring you service this way because it gives us a lot of flexibility and control over the production itself. And I think you will find that there are some very fun and interesting things that we can bring you on YouTube and Facebook using our handy dandy tools and software and gadgets that we have that we're just not able to do with Zoom. And just generally the quality of the experience should be much better. Now, having said all that, please be aware that I am still new at this. I have been known to have my microphone muted at times. So let's pray to the tech gods that we can get through this service without too many little hiccups. It was back in May, the end of May, when Reverend Rob and I first did a live stream service from the sanctuary, actually, using this software that we're using. And it's been about 4 months. And I have to tell you that I've sort of gone down a rabbit hole with the whole project. It's really been fun and an excellent adventure, and I credit ISD for providing me the opportunity in the first place to find this new passion of mine, which is live streaming and using all of these tools to reach people in a new and different way. So as ISD has done since nearly the beginning, she has offered me through the support and encouragement of all the lovely folks there, and especially my dear friend and muse, Reverend Rob. Thanks to all of their support and your support as well. I have really been able to stretch my creative wings, and I really want to just take this opportunity to thank everyone for that. Now, what do you say? What do you say we get started with our service this morning? Hello, I'm Brenda Paradiso, and I'm a ministerial student here at the Institute for Spiritual Development. And I would like to welcome you to our morning service and tell you that the Institute for Spiritual Development is a God-centered, spiritually inclusive, metaphysical institution and community dedicated to our growing spiritual awareness in an atmosphere of unconditional love and acceptance. Welcome home. And I'd like to offer a special welcome to those of you who may be joining us for the first time, and by way of an introduction, would like to share with you the Declaration of Principles that unite us. Okay, so now it is time to enter sacred space. This is our time. This is your time. It is sacred space time. Build yourself an altar. Daddy. Gonna give you 5 minutes. Daddy. We're gonna build ourselves an altar. Daddy. Welcome back. Let me just make sure I'm not muted. There we go. Welcome back. Now, in perfect love and perfect trust, we create sacred space. So what are we actually doing? We're going to cast a circle. And we're going to do this by imagining a blue flame going around a circle, creating a circle around us, enclosing us in sacred space. Imagine that blue flame creating a circle around us here in our physical space. But I also want you to imagine a larger circle reaching out and encompassing us all in virtual sacred space so that we can all worship together this morning. Okay, so now with 2 parts intention and 1 part imagination, we have created our sacred circle. And now we are going to invite the watchtowers, which are actually energy consciousnesses, the elements and the 4 directions. And they hold sentinel around our sacred circle to keep the distracting energies out and the sacred energies in. So let's get started. By the air that is her breath. We are in sacred space. Indwelling God, who art infused throughout all existence, we hallow thee with many names. Thy kingdom is within the human heart. We accept life for all that it can be, on earth as throughout all creation. May we continue to draw sustenance from this earth, and may we receive forgiveness equal to our own. May we ever move from separation towards union, to live in grace with love in our hearts forever and ever. So mote it be. All right, now it's time for meditation. So settle yourself in a little bit more. Feet flat on the ground, and maybe relax your shoulders, your jaw. We'll take a few deep breaths together, and we'll do it to the tune of inhale love and exhale gratitude. I will begin. Please follow 3 times. Inhale love, exhale gratitude. Inhale love, exhale gratitude. Inhale love, exhale gratitude. And I am going to start the music and begin with a short reading. We'll have a few moments for silent meditation at the end. The human heart beats itself. Alrighty, folks. So now is the time for the healing and well-being portion of our service, or wholeness and well-being portion of our service. So what I'd like for you to do, if you do have a bowl and salt and a spoon, what I'd like for you to do now is take the bowl in your hands. And if you don't, just follow along with the other instructions that I'm giving you. If you don't have a bowl, maybe just open up your hands and breathe into your open palms. But with your bowl, if you have one, gaze into the bowl, into the water, and take a few deep breaths. And as you do, imagine all of those loved ones and friends and everyone that you wish to send healing and peace, healing of the mind, healing of the body. Imagine all those who need healing. And breathe. Say their names aloud or to yourselves. Now what I'd like for you to do is take a bit of the salt, maybe half of what you have there, or a sprinkle or two, and place it in the bowl, in the water. Take your spoon, and we're going to stir it counterclockwise. This motion is also called widdershins. In my tradition, it's referred to as widdershins, and it's the motion that is used for banishing and releasing. So we're going to release all illness, dis-ease, pain, while we stir and breathe. Releasing all the illness and pain for all of those loved ones whose names we said aloud. You may think of more of those people now. Releasing the pain, the illness, the disease. Now, continuing to breathe. Let's put a little bit more salt in, maybe the second half of what you have there. And this time we're going to stir clockwise. And we're going to stir in health and well-being and vitality. thinking of our loved ones, thinking of all those who need healing. Okay. So now with your bowl in your hands, I offer this prayer. O great goddess, mother of mercy and healing, send the energy of Hygeia. Da, 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 da. So mote it be. And with that, the spell is cast. Okay, folks, time for announcements. We're going to welcome in Reverend Rob, our beloved pastor, to present those. Welcome, Rob. Look at that. There he is. Okay. Thank you, Rob. Okay, now, folks, I would like to transition into the recitation of our prayer of stewardship. Remember that? We haven't done that in a while. So please join me. I'm going to scroll it on the bottom of the screen. Infinite Spirit, at this blessed gathering today, we celebrate the divinity of all that is. We honor the Institute for Spiritual Development as a living entity brought to extraordinary life by the presence of everyone here now, by the essence of the ancestors who have come before us, and by the imagination of souls who will come after us, carrying her into the future. Okay, so now we're going to move right into the prosperity portion of our service. Don't you miss her? She's been a bit lonely, but well taken care of. Reverend Fran and Sylvia have been grooming her outside, and they and other folks have been tending to her inside as well these past several months. She even got a special cleaning to host a small, intimate wedding yesterday. She has needed some special attention these past few months, which the finance team has been able to address with generous contribution. So we've been able to keep all systems running, and we've even done some repairs along the way. Ready, able to open her doors to welcome us back in the meantime, ISD has been stretching her wings, and we've been enjoying worship, classic fellowship, virtually, past on Zoom, and as we are today, on Facebook. It has been a new and exciting, excellent adventure, and we appreciate your flexibility and patience with us as we gain our sea legs with all the technology involved. Do stay tuned for some new initiatives as we plan to incorporate ongoing online services and offerings indefinitely as we have in our community thrive using awesome technology. Our community has indeed thrived, even though we are not able to gather together. Like all families during these challenging times, we've had to adapt again with couple months gracefully. And I'm here to say I've also developed some enthusiasm for this new medium called live stream. I've learned so much. First live stream that presented today. Learned how to wrangle the technology, the hardware. All that's been involved in making these online offerings services happen. So it is our intention, with the help of continued support from you, our generous members and congregants, to continue to professionalize our live streams and online offerings, and in this spirit that we encourage you to consider making a love donation or renewing your annual pledge with this new initiative in mind, and also with the other ongoing expenses that all been maintained. Again, as we pass the virtual offering plate, we direct you to the link for donations and comments. Thank you for your generosity, especially in times that are so difficult for so many. Together we proclaim divine love always has, and divine love always will answer all of our needs. Okay, so now I would like to offer this prayer of thanksgiving. Creative Spirit, source of life and love, so it is time, folks, for our special guest. I am so pleased to be welcoming my friend Jennifer Kudashov. Good morning, good afternoon, Jennifer. So I'm going to do a short introduction of Jennifer for us. Yada, 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 yada. And now she'll begin with her message. The floor is yours. Thank you, Jennifer, and thank all of you for joining us this morning. I hope you've enjoyed our online service, this live stream this morning. And again, though I want to remind you that we're going to be having fellowship after service. You can join us via the Zoom link. Rob is hosting the Zoom conference where you can all have fellowship together, please join us. And yeah, now I'm going to offer a closing prayer, and then I'm going to open the circle. And I will see you at fellowship. Father, Mother, God, Holy Creator, that is, the all that is. We live in a time of dis-ease of the body and of the mind. We struggle to navigate the stormy seas of uncertainty and fear. Help us, Divine One, to remember that we have chosen to be of service in this particular moment. Teach us to be your way shower. We live in a time of great discord among our brothers and sisters. We struggle to remain humble and hopeful among the cynics and the selfish of heart. Help us, Divine One, to remember that we have chosen to be of service in this particular moment. Teach us to be your way shower. We live in a time of disconnection from one another, from our living planet and all its inhabitants. We struggle to move gently within the realm of matter and maintain the serenity of our spirit soul that is our birthright. Help us, Divine One, to remember that we have chosen to be of service in this particular moment. Teach us to be your way shower. We live in a time of great breadth and depth of tribulation and recognize not all of the challenges before us. Some we stumble over in the dark. Teach us, help us, Divine One, to remember that we have chosen to be of service in this particular moment. Teach us to be your way shower. We live in a time of great breadth and depth of tribulation and recognize not all of the challenges before us. Some we stumble over in the dark. And yes, at times we struggle to feel your guiding hand as we reach through the shadows of doubt and judgment to tend the heart fire that illuminates for ourselves and others the path of love that brings us closer to you. Help us, Divine One, to remember that we have chosen to be of service in this particular moment. Teach us to be your way shower. So mote it be. By the earth that is her body, thank you, North. By the waters of her living womb, thank you, West. By the fire of her bright spirit, thank you, South. By the air that is her breath, thank you, East. As above, so below, the circle is open. May the peace of the goddess go forever in your hearts. Allow the warmth of the sacred space and community we created today to follow you and nourish you during the week to come. Thank you again for joining us. Blessed be.